Hey everyone, stream is up. We are back for another custom card reaction slash review, as always. Of course, bit of an inconsistent one, so let me go ahead and turn this down. This is really loud, holy crap. Anyway, so we're back at it again, as is always, and I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely one of those things where you don't do it too much or too little, you do it just the right amount, right? And I feel like custom card review really scratches that particular itch. Let's see here. We've got Arxel, Boring, Luis, Spaceria, Shiranui. Welcome in, everyone. Glad to see you guys as always. Alrighty, so last time where we left off, let me go ahead and scroll up a bit. It seemed like it shot me a bit down. So, last time we left off, we, oh, hey, Zenon too. Actually, shoot. Zenon, are you actually around, dude? Like, if you want a VC, I mean, we can VC. Here, let me go ahead and just do this real quick. Just in case. Alright. Hey, why not? If he's here, he's here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get this going. So last time, we read a few customs, and some of them were definitely a bit more interesting than others. We had the Nightmare Land series, and Brennan, which was a kind of a neat idea, albeit it was a little bit overtuned in one specific way. And then probably like the meat and potatoes of last week, it came from Noir Blades, which he gave us basically a Brandgate like counterpart to Boss Saga, and it was pretty impressive, all things considered. Now, Akime did have like a few flaws as always, but I think reading through them was quite enjoyable, so it left off pretty nicely. 10,000 years since the last cameo. What's up, Zenon? Welcome in. So today we're actually starting off with someone we know quite well. Flare Blades Customs are next on the docket, bro. That's awesome. I've been waiting for... I like reading some of your guys' customs, especially when I know like who the person is, because I can kind of like get into their mentality a little bit with some stuff. All right. Well, are you ready to get into the content, as they say, Zenon?
Yeah.
Sure, let me go ahead and stream you real quick. Alright, and let me check something. I just got hit up with a message. Alright, now then, let's get this going. So, Flare Blade starts off with, I think these are the Peak Dragons, right? So, the Peak Dragons are like the sort of mountain adjacent themed dragons that are all about the pillar tokens, and you're supposed to stack them on the Vanguard circle, and your Vanguard becomes progressively stronger. So it was kind of like the Impaldio concept before Impaldio was a concept, right? Which is kind of interesting to think about that in retrospect, now that, you know, we're so far into D-series. Now, Rumble Peak Draco Kid Gran is a starter. Leaves typical starter skill. Neat. Now, we're moving on to the grade 1, which is Rising Climb Peak Dragon Granda. Now, this says, when wrote upon by Grangada, which apparently should be the grade 2, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose a grade 2 or lower Grand Peak or Gaia Dragon unit and add it to the hand. But if you didn't add, you draw. That's a really effing good ride line. That is a plus no matter what. It's, will it be peak? We're gonna freaking find out, aren't we? But that's a strong effing start, man. That is a great ride line skill. That might even be a little bit above average, but not so much above average that I harp on. It's just a good ride line. Then this is Solitary Peak Dragon Gangata. It's the grade 2. So it's wrote upon by Thunderfrost Grand Peak Titan Grand. Holy crap, I'm reading Buddy Fight right now. Thunderfrost Grand Peak Titan Dragon Grangado's Vulcan. Oh, Jesus. Place a Pillar Peak marker on the Vanguard or Rearguard circle. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, place 2 instead. Wow, kind of, it's, I love it when a ride line, like, retaliates for going second. You know, like, what's another good example? The grade 1 for Boss Saga's ride line, like Namarkar, will just, like, go effing buck wild if the opponent dares to go first. Feels kind of like that. Thunderfrost Grand Peak Titan Dragon Regado's Vulcan. I got too used to that way too quickly. You should have used Vam Freeze's full art name. So, continuous. During your turn, this unit gets 5,000 power for each Pillar Peak marker on Vanguard Circle. If you have 5 or more Pillar Peak markers, your opponent's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets critical +1. Yep, fair is fair. Scaling it is. Thank God it's during your turn, otherwise you'd have problems. Act on the Vanguard Circle once per turn. Put up to 2 cards from your hand or rear guard into the soul. To choose a column, retire all units on that column, place a Pillar Peak marker on the Vanguard or rear guard circle. If the cost was played... If the costs... Card costs paid with costs... Okay, anyway, basically, if you used a Draco Soul, you can retire none of your opponent's rear guard and place it. The frick, dude? I mean, how many Draco Souls we had? That's Draco Soul, Draco Soul. Okay, so there's a few Draco Souls. Holy crap. Okay, so wait, why would you put 2 into the soul if you could just min-max with 1? Anyway, out on the Vanguard Circle, the thing about this unit attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and they called a total of 1 Sentinel. If you have 7 or more Pillar Peak markers on field, Counterblast 1 and remove 2 of those markers. And if your opponent's damage zone is 4 or less, choose from your opponent's Vanguard and deal it 1 damage, and during that damage, take all trigger effects. So, it's got the Die Kaiser condition, and it pings past, but unlike Die Kaiser, it can't kill. But it does nullify trigger effects. It's pretty impressive.
Screw OT.
Yeah, I mean, that OT just ain't... I mean, but I'm not gonna lie, though, I feel like OT still messes this thing up if it's a Guardian, but yeah, if you just damage check OT,
yeah,
sayonara, bro. I mean, clearly that makes this better than Alcalibra automatically, right, man?
Oh, totally. God, I still wish Alcalibra just said, like, negate the power.
Yeah, like, why didn't it do that? I felt like they, like, guys, you had the clearest, like, line of demarcation to say, all right, this is power, you don't get that. Everything else is fine. Why just do that? Jesus Christ, flame. It's the Trinity Crimson Flame, bro. I mean, that's kind of what this is going for, right? Like, it's pinging, it's retiring a bunch of rear guards, so this is very Kagero coded. I feel like this auto Vanguard Circle skill, depending on how many markers you get, that's actually kind of a cool effect. I don't mind that at all. I like that it's basically got things to do, which is controlled at any point if your opponent has to, like, if your opponent lines up for this particular ping pass, they're gonna be in trouble. But having said that, one thing that's really worth noting, guys, is that it's still worth to do Sentinels, right? Because not only is the opponent, like, forcing you to use up these resources here, but this guy, we have to bear in mind, is almost always going to be with an extra critical, right? So what's gonna happen here is they're going to Sentinel, and you'll ping 1, sure, but at the same time, you basically deny 2+ damage just by discounting it to 1 damage. I mean, that's pretty good math. Let's say this guy swings at you while you're at 4. I'll throw that at PG, dude. I'll just ensure I go to 5 that way and try to, like, guard the other ones if I can. That's not bad at all. Thunderous Draco Soul Raikudo is a grade 2. If this unit's on a rear circle of the Pillar Peak, it gets boost. If 3 or more peaks are on the field, and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, it gets 5,000 power. Great skill. That's a cool ass skill. Auto on the rear circle 1 place. Counterblast 1. If you have a Pillar Peak marker on your field, choose one of your opponent's rear guards to retire it. If you have a Grangados, bind it. Why are we doing that all of a sudden? I mean, I get it, you're Narukami because Thunder. But Thundercats AO. I don't know why we're doing that, dude. It's like, and besides, why do we want to retire more things when your Vanguard is already going to be getting rid of, like, a couple of cards, right? It's really weird to me that we're doing that. I guess is this weird, dude? I don't know why. Hey, what did I miss? We're actually on the first, like, round, so you didn't miss hardly anything. I remember critiquing things. Oh yeah, small world after all, right? Being too OP. It's not really OP. It's just more like, I think it's doing a lot of field control, right? Which I guess doesn't matter in some matchups. Stuff. It's like, really? If you're doing a lot of field control anyway, I don't know if we need to bind on top of that. I feel like just retires and getting a lot of retires is probably the way to go about it. But that's just a personal critique.
Pretty much, it just feels like a win more effect, huh?
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, geez, so you actually have something I don't want to retire. Bind it instead. I'm like, well, there goes that counterplay. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. Out on the rear circle, when these units put in the soul by the ability of Vanguard, your Vanguard... That's why you put in 2, because they have enabling. I actually really dig this. So as many of you all know, right? When you think of like peak top tier waifu, right? What do you think, right? Because I'll tell you what I think. I think this, right?
Coral.
I think Coral, right? She's got a lot of personality, as you can see on the art. Now, one thing Coral does is puts a card from hand to soul to draw, and, you know, she does yada yada, right? Anyway, so she's putting a card from hand into soul in order to, like, get those skills, but then you look at something like Shiny Star Coral, right? So, like, Shiny Star has an effect that when it's put in, you can draw energy charge and give a regard 5k. And then that's in addition to the great one on the right line here, which is Fresh Start Coral. They really pulled this back from the B-Series one. This one says that when it's put in the soul by the ability for Coral, you can give your Vanguard 5,000 power, and if the opponent's grade 3 greater, it gets triple drive. So as you can see, we've got a kind of a 1-to-1 transition on that. Now, having said that, all this does is ride line and suck in skill. This only does ride line and suck in skill as well. And, you know, Coral does a few things, but that's like the Vanguard doing a lot of the heavy lifting, right? This is also doing a lot of heavy lifting. So you'd expect the other rear guards to be tamed, but no, this thing's got 3 different skills and they're all really good. So I feel like he threw a little too much on here. Personally, if it was me, I would just take out this auto skill. I just leave it with the Kant and also this auto rear circle. Now it's kind of funny that it is rear circle, so you have to call it, but just like if you're gonna put from hand and rear anyway, just call it to rear. It's the same difference, so yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. Before it was drive +1. He streams on Twitch, Luis. Fun fact, Josh top of this deck during Bav's format. I mean, it was right before Bav's format. Our first tournament with Bav's was in February. I topped in the January tournament, so it was just before Bav's. It was
yeah, because that was the set 6 Daniel tournament, right?
Right. You see, back in that set, the thing we had to be worried about IMHO was Maelstrom. Oh, those were the good days, then. Those were the days
that was a good day,
bro.
I still somehow like no, I think I went like something too. I lost like 2 or 3 of my rounds.
Yeah, you gotta give it to our player base, dude. They certainly know how to persevere, don't they? They are some strong cookies. So yeah, I would probably take out like one of these and then like leave it with just the auto and the con, and just take out this middle one. Now this is Frozen Wall. Oh, and by the way, getting triple drive on top of all that against a grade 2 is just really brutal, bro. Like I like that this, at least this critical is grade 3 or greater locked. I'm like, man, that's just mean now. Frozen Wall, Draco Soul, Igara. So if there's a Pillar Peak and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, you need 3 of these Pillar Peak markers. This unit gets 5,000 power. Yeah, sure. Auto, when it's put in the soul by the ability of Vanguard, so until end of your opponent's next turn, your Vanguard gets all units on Pillar Peak gets 5k shielding and enters from the back row. Whew. That's kind of cool. I'm done with the 0 to 2 ride line of a Geomon deck. Oh, I assume you chose like an in training and then a Lekmon, it goes to Geomon and yada yada. I mean, this is a cool defensive skill. I like that. I mean, personally, I think Igara is actually perfect for the most part. So I would definitely suck this into the soul as much as I could, just to like try and get that Magnolia Elder kind of like defensive gimmick going on. I don't know how well this deck can recuperate cards, because it doesn't seem like it's doing too much plussing. It's just negging the opponent a ton. So that might actually be like a really big use case depending on what you've got going on. Thankfully, it says all your units on Pillar Peak can intercept the back row, so you know what's kind of funny about this? This opens the door for a pseudo hostage engine. Like, now the thing that like is holding it back is that even though they say that they can intercept from the back row, it doesn't give those units intercept. So that means that only things that could naturally intercept can intercept from the back row. Yeah, the intercept from back row is such a running theme. I'm like, damn, maybe I wasn't creative in the end. It all depends on what have you missed. Oh, we're just reviewing Flare Blade's cards currently. Boring. So you came in not too long into it. So I feel like it's not that bad, Luis. Personally, you know, this is the kind of skills where you kind of like go around and you read different skills and it starts to like expand your mind on different ways to implement strategies, and you know, then you can start pioneering your own things. So that you're on your way, man. Igara, yeah, pretty good. Eremia, auto on the rear circle when placed. Counterblast, look at the top 7 cards of the deck. Choose a Grand Peak or Draco Soul, add to the hand, then choose a card in hand and put in a soul or discard. Alright, check it later, Shirinu. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty funny. Thankfully, the state by the ability of Grand Goddess. Now, this is a pretty powerful effect, but at the same time, it doesn't actively plus for that CB, so one could even say it's a little weak. What do you think, Xenon? Is this like a little weak, a little strong, or just right? Oh, did I say your name accidentally? Sorry. Should I make Digital Evolution skill for all units or just Vanguard? Ooh, that's a tough one. I had a theory for Digital Evolution, and Digital Evolution was a overdress gimmick where you would overdress the next stage on top of the previous stage, and then one of the abilities of the original dress is that they have an inherited skill to give to your new unit. That's what I would do. I guess Zenon's not here anymore. Anyway, so the other skill says auto the rear circle. If units were put in the soul by the Grand Goddess and you have not called this ability, EB3, choose something from the soul and call to rear circle, then place a pillar mark. Oh, so it combos together. So you put something to soul, and then you can EB to put it to the field. So it's like a CB1 and EB3 to call a thing from top 7 and then pillar peak. So yeah, that makes up for it. Darius, I remember Darius from last time. Darius he was kicking my ass if I recall correctly. When this card is discarded from hand during the ride phase, Soul Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. Nice. If you have a Great Theory Greater Gringados and you do not bind a unit with this ability, you can bind it, but wait, where is this supposed to be? It just says act. So I don't know, is it supposed to be from rear circle? Is it from drop zone? Is it from the main deck? I don't know. So I can't really qualify that. Anyway, if you persona roll this turn, choose a rear guard, it gets when this unit attacks while not boosted, put a unit in the same column as this unit into soul to choose your opponent's Vanguard. Increase this unit's power by that unit's, but it cannot stand. So in other words, you can match your opponent's Vanguard's like, oh, it's a Saugis. Okay, I think I understand. It Saugis is for that. I think you think it's weak personally? Okay, that's a fair argument. So it helps make it balanced. Yeah, it might be a little. I mean, I think the EB3 really helps like bolster it because it was even thinking a little too balanced. IMHO. It's for the drop. If it's an act from the drop, that's a really powerful skill for the drop. But like, I can see it. So what's kind of funny about this too is thankfully this is only auto rear circle, so your Grand Goddess Vanguard won't be able to proc it, but it does mean that you can saw just through just about any amount of power. So if the opponent did damage check an OT and it wasn't from the Grand Goddess ping, oh man, this would piss them off. The Darius is kind of a cool, I kind of like what he did with Darius here. This is a really powerful one, because it's getting you a pretty strong marker generation, as it's free and doesn't require any sort of card economy from you. And it has that nifty skill, but I think overall it's probably more of a crutch than something like hyper busted or anything like that. So I actually think Darius is a pretty good place in this deck. It also kind of makes sense because I think one thing that could support your idea that it's from the drop is if you look up here, they say put in the soul or discard it, and so I was like, why discard, right? There's something that revives here. But theoretically, if Eremia is discarding Darius and Darius does indeed proc from drop, then Darius can then bind itself and, you know, go about its day, right? So that might be it. All right, so it seems like Hedgehog's talking a lot and they got a whole story there, but still overall, pretty cool stuff here. I definitely think I like the game plan. It's very Kagura based, so if I had to like take an assessment, it's kind of like you took Vortex Dragonoot from V series and put in a splash of Daikaiser into it, right? It's kind of like you mix those two concepts together in a way. It's got a lot of retire and the really strong, like, Vanguard pressure, but at the same time, you kind of took more of a Daikaiser kind of approach to attacking, and even has a little bit of, like, put into soul gimmick, which is also sort of a D-Series D-Ripple kind of thing. So, yeah, really blended those two together. It's not bad. Now we've got Strong Story 5690. This is a Counter Sanctuary archetype that uses the opponent's hand as their weapon. Well, points for innovation. I'd never really thought about that one before. Those were fun to critique. I agree. I think they definitely Flare Blade had a pretty strong concept of them overall. Even if there is a misstep here and there, you can definitely tell that they had a pretty good understanding when designing most of those cards. So even if there are flaws, it's not annoying. Certainly not beyond the pale. It's, you know, it makes me want to help out. You know. The deck struggles to hit numbers. I can see that, unless, well, again, that's assuming the peak marker doesn't have any abilities. If the peak marker actually gives, like, power, then that could help him out. So, now, let's go ahead and read this. Midday Nap Dariel is just a starter, so early riser Dariel, so I guess Dariel is just your main Vanguard. It's an evolution line like Youthberg. Sleuth. Alright, keyword. When this unit places the Vanguard circle by riding from Dariel, you reveal a grade 3 card with Dariel from the ride deck until it changes zones. What? Okay. Choose a card from your opponent's hand, and they reveal it until it changes zones. The hell do you mean? If the reveal card is not a trigger unit, draw a card. So you're choosing a card from your opponent's hand. Oh yeah, I remember he played those customs against me one time, Caleb, and they were kind of jobbing me. I was playing Wellstra against them, and I was struggling to fight back, dude. These are a mod customs? Whoa, these are a mod? Okay, so he's coming with something really unique, but until it leaves the hand? Yeah, like its current location, but it's like, zone's interesting because zone is a terminology that we do have in Vanguard, but like zone only applies to certain areas, right? So like damage zone and drop zone and bind zone mainly are like your 3 zone areas. Order zone too, actually, so 4. But it's weird that this is zone, because then would a circle qualify as a zone, or would it not, right? Like, they don't call it rear circle zone. They don't call it Vanguard circle zone. So it's a little weird there, you know? I mean, I'll drive with it for now, though. Okay, so that's an interesting start. Now, Lazy Afternoon Dariel continues in the Vanguard circle. During your turn, if your opponent has a reveal card, this unit gets 5,000 power. I am guarding with this reveal card the moment it goes down. I am guarding with it. You know, as a matter of fact, right? So when this is placed from, like, you know, Vanguard Circle, right? The opponent reveals it, right? So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reveal my discard target for next turn. Like, they're going to, like, oh, yeah, reveal a hand. I'm like, all right, reveal Biscotti. And then when they pass turn, I'm like, all right, discard Biscotti. Now you got none. That's what I'm saying. Gains the effect if the opponent has a certain amount of cards revealed in hand, which, yeah, I'm starting to catch on to that. So let's see if they can, like, progressively overload it, because right now it doesn't seem like it functions that well, but we're just on the ride line. So, Sleuth, when this is rode upon by a grade 3 Dariel, your opponent may choose a unit card from their hand and reveal it. I like how it says unit card, because that means you can't, like, reveal Blitz Order for this. I'm going to see there's a reason. If they didn't reveal a card, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand, and put on the bottom of your deck. Interesting. I think, that one's really hard to qualify. That's actually pretty well done, because depending on how, like, devastating this thing scales to reveals, your opponent may very well just let you take the plus, but that's a really powerful plus, like an insanely powerful plus. So that's a tough gambit. That's tough. Yeah, let's see how annoying these get, Luis, because if there's a really good reason why not to reveal, then we're in for it. So, Third Eye of Twilight's Jewel Dariel. Ooh, I really like the name there. That's got some flavor. So this is a grade 3 and usual stats. It's an elf. All right. So continues in the deck of the Vanguard Circle. All of your opponent's reveal cards cannot be discarded from hand when riding from the right deck. Cannot be chosen by their card's abilities, and gets, when this card is placed on a circle, you may EB4 -1 for each grade of this card. if you didn't EB, it gets minus 5,000 power and shield until the... That's so messed up though, right? Because now you can't do the whole reveal Biscott thing. So I have this card in main deck trust. Yeah, you see, that's the thing I was about to say, Crazy, is this says in deck, but like, how are you going to confirm that? Like, it doesn't have a skill that ordains that it checks, right? So because you have no skill that reveals this card in the deck, if I was the opponent, I would say no. Technically, revealing this card to me is not a legal action. You can't reveal that to me willy-nilly, dude. So no, I do not acknowledge this is in the deck until you can reveal this card in deck to me by a card ability. Dead ass. That's what I would say. I'd be like, no. So good luck. Get on that Vanguard circle, Judge. I don't think he's playing Persona Ride. Yeah, there's no Persona Ride here, but I'm going to assume it has Persona Ride. I just think they might have forgot to put on there. What the heck? That's so weird. So, okay, let me go ahead and just take this candidly, right? I'm going to ignore the deck bit on this because that doesn't function. So, the only functional bit is when it's on the Vanguard circle. So, let's look at it from that perspective. So, from the Vanguard circle, that is a pretty cool effect, because that means that you are sort of hand locking them in a way, which feels very Nubatama. So very interesting flavor for Keter Sanctuary in particular. The EB skill is kind of funny because the opponent is like getting that EB skill for that card. Now it cannot be discarded, nor can it be chosen by card abilities, but one thing that's kind of funny about that is chosen by card abilities, for as good as that is, that actually can work both ways. So, well, that card feels familiar to possess from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not really too familiar with that, because I dipped it from Yu-Gi-Oh! A few years back. Okay. I kinda like that.
Sorry about that. I'm not.
Damn, you left me hanging, bro.
Well, I was muted, but I was here, so I was listening.
Anyway, so... So since it's -1 for each grade of the card, one thing that is kind of funny about this, I'm realizing, this doesn't really punish grade 4s. So if you play grade 4, you're chilling, bro. You're effing chilling. The minus though is pretty freaking annoying. So it's an EP tax.
I mean, on a trigger, that is like you have to EB4.
No. Yeah, and you know what? Half is gonna be really heavy word, because I ain't paying that. I am not paying that crap. You can go ahead and take away my shield value. I do not effing care. Sleuth, act in the Vanguard circle once per turn. You can counterblast 1. Declare a grade. Choose a card from your opponent's hand and they reveal it until it changes zones. If you happen to hit the grade, you know what's kind of funny is I'll read the rest of the effect, but I realized something, and I was kind of hoping this would be the case, because there's something you can do to exploit. So if the reveal card is the declared grade, you can Soul Blast 1 to reveal cards to the top of your deck equal to the number of the reveal cards. Activate all trigger effects of the reveal cards, and all of your units get power plus 5,000 in the front row for their total grades. So does that mean if you have 3 grade 3s in the front row, you get 45,000 power?
I think it's the revealed, like the grades of the revealed cards. But that still also means if your opponent has revealed 3 grade 3s, you get 45k power to the front row. You reveal 3 cards and activate all the triggers you find from there.
Right. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna declare grade 0. Alright, doesn't really matter. So you've got 3 reveal cards. I'm gonna flip over top 3. So I flipped over 2 critical triggers in this grade 4. So I'm going to proc 2 criticals and also get 20,000 in my front row after that. Oh
well,
wait,
so you have to hit. Like no matter what, you have to hit the grade you call to get the reveal and the power. If not, you just like the skill fails. Actually.
Wait, what? How does that work? Because it says Declare if of the declared grade. Right, okay, that's what you mean, because this all happens if you hit the right grade. Okay, so if you hit the right grade, now, okay, choose a card from among them, put it in the hand, place the rest in bottom deck. Okay, so this is also the plussing bit. So you CB 1, Soul Blast 1 to mill cards plus off of like one of them, and then you just proc any trigger effects to get a bunch of power from it, right? But you only get that if you hit the reveal grade. Now, something tells me that when they were making this, they probably assumed that they could choose, like so they were probably assuming that they could just choose something that's already revealed, right? Because it says chosen by their card abilities, so you can still choose it. So I was kind of hoping that would be the case, because that sort of like takes full advantage of that clause. So that's a little weird, because if you reveal a trigger, then the tax is a bitch. But if you reveal a high grade unit, then this is gonna wreck your crap, dude. Oh, nice to hear, Boring. Wow, so weird.
I mean, one thing about this thing is anyone who would play against this deck will always be shuffling their hand after their drive checks.
Yeah, I mean, I think they, I think though, personally, what I would do is I would get rid of my cards. I would basically, to counter this deck, the best way I would counter with this deck is just assume that anything I revealed is forfeit and immediately guard with it. So I would take my most disposable card and guard with it, right? So let's say I had like a random grade 1 in my hand. I guard with it.
Remember, you don't get to choose what you reveal. Whoever is playing the deck will select the card from the opponent's hand and force them to reveal.
Yeah, okay, so... You know what?
It depends on what you hit.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what they snipe. That's really insane, because that's pretty effing rough. I mean, I wonder what would happen if you reveal Griffogila or Griffogila Vortex. I wonder what would happen if you did that, right? Because, you know, we're talking about grades. That's the highest it gets. So please don't play the tree, as if you need enough reasons not to play the tree, right? That's another reason.
I mean, or even Stephirogila. Just do not play the tree.
Do not play the tree, dude. You're gonna be in for a bad time. Let me catch up. Judge, boo. This should be revealed in the right deck. Test him. Reveal. Hey, Gracie thought about that too. That's funny. Dang, the snipe Persona Ride? Yeah, you could snipe Persona Ride. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm just going to say, unless I absolutely need it, I'm gonna fodder dice that thing immediately, right? If they reveal like my Persona Ride, I'm discarding it. They reveal a trigger, I'm guarding with it. If they reveal a key rear guard, I am calling it and dealing with the punishment. I am getting rid of those reveal cards no matter what. I will not let this deck scale. Yeah,
because honestly, like, no matter in the early game, especially, unless their support also allows more of revealing, it seems really easy to bypass whatever this deck does, because grade 1 snipes a card, because are they when rode upon or are they when you ride? So the grade 2 looks like a when rode upon.
Yeah, and then the grade 1 is a ride. So you have so basically turn 1, and then turn 1 you get 1, and then on turn 3 you get a couple.
So turn 1, whichever card they snipe, that just becomes your ride fodder.
Yeah, unfortunately, like thankfully, again, I'm ignoring the deck bit. So we're gonna ignore the deck bit and assume you can discard it. I play Shadows. I retire that crap? Hell yeah, bro. And remember, it's only until they change zones that this happens. It's only until they change zones. So that's cool.
So unless there's like another support card that just like somehow stacks it on top of your deck or some way.
Gotcha.
Like face up.
Oh, possess. Oh, you're talking about Charmers. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Never mind, I know those guys. Willing Helper Ezer continues to the back of rear circle. If you got Dariel, this gets 2k. If your opponent has one or less reveal cards, choose 2 grades instead of 1. That's broken. Sleuth, act in the rear circle once per turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Dariel, Energy Blast 3, choose one of your opponent's reveal cards, and your opponent may reveal a card of the same grade. If they didn't reveal, choosing your Vanguards gets triple drive, and this unit assaulting it. Get your effing drive check. I'm not revealing crap to you.
No.
If you're gonna plus, just plus already. All right. I'm not giving this deck crap, bro. I'm not doing it. The why again, right? You know, let's look at Coral here for a second. Specifically the grade 1. So Fresh Star says if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets triple. Why do we not do that more, right? Why don't we keep to that? I mean, both Grangados and now this are getting triple drive even against a grade 2 Vanguard. That's freaking messed up, dude. That's
Question.
so messed up.
Does Dario so have a restriction on any of its build?
Which Dario are we talking
Like the grade
about?
3?
The grade 3?
The Vank. Yeah. No. Cool. Fascinating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. You're
Right.
if your opponent's grade 2, whoops. That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy. I revealed John Vanguard. They better forfeit the game, bro, because you have the superior card. Told you it gets annoying. Yeah, it's more than annoying. I think it's kind of abusive in a way, right? Because it's basically like tripling down on things that your opponent can't interact with too much, you know?
So I'm gonna head out for a little bit. I might be back in like half an hour or so.
Yeah, that's fine, brother. Check you later.
Check you later.
So, impartial reporter Yugioh is Sleuth. At the end of this unit boosted, if you got a Dario, discard a card from your hand. Your opponent chooses a reveal card with the same grade as the discarded card. They may discard it. If they didn't discard it, draw a card. And then choose a card in your opponent's hand. They reveal it until they... So, why would you play this? I would love to discard that card. You mean to tell me you're going to make me neg 1? You're going to neg 1 to make me neg 1 on a card that I want to neg? That reporter is very partial. That reporter is political slander. So if you get the chance, please talk to him personally about the custom, because he clearly needs to make it more fair. Yeah, okay, so this one's so weird though. I mean, shoot, I mean, he's in the if anyone like finds the mod, you know, you can refer him over to this like stream as well, so that, you know, he can watch the VOD of it after the fact. So it's discarding, so they choose a reveal card. I would just discard, dude. I would just do that. I would get rid of it as much as I can. I would just get rid of all the cards I can. This is asleep by now, makes sense. When this unit boosts, if your opponent has a reveal card in their hand, it gets 5,000, and they have 3 or more, that gets 10,000. By the way, guys, this is an 18k booster against a grade 2 potentially. Almost certainly is, right? That's pretty insane. Giving it my all Jolin Sleuth. When it's placed with the recircle, then by unit card's ability, if you have a Dario, counterblast 1, choose a card from your opponent's hand, they reveal into... Oh, God, here we go. So they're ramping up more. Look at the 7 cards at the top of your deck. Choose a grade equal... Choose up to 1 card with grade equal to 1 of the reveal cards. So you call it a grade 0, you put it in the hand, and if it's not over... What the frick? I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, right? On one end, it's kind of neat that they're incorporating the grade thing of, like, reveal cards, so it's more interactive. That's the plus side. The downside is, why is this thing doing a reveal and plussing off a top 7? What? That's insane. By my card effect, then they reveal the same card. Does it proc? Well, yeah. I would assume, right? The frick? Okay. Then split second decision Ryuga. When it's placed on rear guardian circle, if you have a Dario, you choose a reveal card in your opponent's hand, and it gets that card's original power and shield. That's kind of neat. Alright, I actually kind of like that. Auto on the drop. When a card is revealed from your opponent's hand by the ability of your Vanguard or Dario, bind it and perform based on the card's type. But if the reveal card is in order, perform all the following instead. Don't reveal in order. Normal unit, you soul charge one of its trigger unit, counter charge. That's so powerful. You can get upwards of potential, like, 4 counter charges off of that. Holy crap, that's insane. Considering that this is costless card, you're getting so much value off of that. Yeah, I mean, because of all these different cards, like, okay. On one end, I gotta admit, they do have a cool concept. Making your opponent reveal cards and then getting a variety of different effects interchangeably depending on the card, meaning you have to, like, adjust around them, is pretty cool. My only problem with it is that it's so overbearing. You do so much off of that, and it feels like your opponent doesn't have any ability to really fight back because you're getting too many resources, you're getting too many reveals, and it's too expensive on this EB here, right? It's way too expensive. So I feel like despite how cool the concept is, in execution, it just feels like it does nothing but punish the opponent for existing. It tries to have an interactive style, but is so one-sided that it's hard to call it interactive, which is the tragedy of these cards. What was Ahmad smoking coming with these effects? Well, in fairness, I think he had a really strong concept, but Ahmad did a little too much. He overcooked on these, but it has strong potential. There are traces of not just a cool gimmick here, but genuine innovation based on that gimmick, right? So having your discard be equivalent to the grade of something that they have revealed is a cool idea. This one, choosing a grade equal to the grade of something they have revealed, is another cool idea. This one, adopting the power or shield of something revealed, is my favorite one. These are really innovative and interesting. I feel like he has super strong vision with them. The problem is that then they cascade into busted aspects. This is also a godly resource card. This also, in addition, is getting you not just like the call, but you also get another reveal on top of that, which is ramping a really powerful and blatantly unfair mechanic, right? And then on top of that, this is also getting a reveal and a huge boost. So it's like all these cards are just doing too much, right? But if it weren't for that, I think he had something really solid here. Punishing the opponent for existing is me and Trav. Yeah, basically, right? Like, at any moment, that gas pedal feels real appealing, man. I'm just saying, even when you got a bumper right in front of you. Anyway, so I'd say overall, I'd give these about a... I'm going to be a bit nice and say 7 here, because even though this is definitely overtuned and moreover just does not make for a fun game, right? It is a very distinctly unfun deck. The thing is that they have a lot of the groundwork there. So they need to design the top end of it, right? The more niche details, because their foundation is strong. They just built, so like for instance, like when you're building a house, there's 2 parts to it. You have the foundation and just the basic layout that's really good, but then after that you have to put in all the amenities and appliances and stuff like that, and also you got to fill in the walls and whatnot. So there's 2 basic steps. There's house creation and there's house design, right? I think the creation here, the fundamental of it is really good, but then the specific designs, he didn't use his house well. So that's what I have to say about that. All right, and let's go ahead and see how much does he have here. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. It's 920 amenities. So amenities are basically different features of a domicile. So things like washer and dryer, a sink, electricity, these kind of things, right? That's what I mean by amenities. So you're putting in all of the specifics into a house that you need for like quality of life living. Prefacing with this, I'm so sorry that this got to 13 cards. I just like the gimmick and know what to do, what to cut. The last 2 are repairs. Once you read, you've read the others, basically. Hope that helps. So he threw whoever Water Fairy, which could be she as well. I'm just saying he by default. But let's see. Water Fairy, Sympho. Oh, it's a big Sympho gear thing. That's a lot. It's huge text walls. I don't think I can get to all this today because I've actually no, maybe I can get to all this. You know what? Let's push for it, and then we'll call it a day after that. All right, but I'll try to read this a little bit quickly so that we're not here for freaking ever on it, right? I think that'll be my compromise. All right, so let's go ahead and start from the beginning here. So, Lydian student Hibikiya Tachibana. So this is Lyrical Monasterio and Brandgate. Oh, okay. When wrote upon, you win second draw card, so that's your starter. So after the first concert, Hibiki. So grade 1 with the dual nation. So they're all going to be dual nation, I assume then. So when it's placed by writing from the Lydian student starter, you search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 Symphogear order, reveal it, put it in your hand. If you revealed none, draw 1 instead. I guess if you already have your orders, you just draw instead. Yeah, I mean, that's a good failsafe, right? It sort of reminds me of the set order ones where when you're putting in the order zone, if you do it from the hand, you draw to like replace it. In this case, it's more like if you just didn't get anything in the first place, you just get that plus instead. Let's start from the top. Yeah, that's kind of it's a pretty good pun there. You get points for that one as well. Okay, so Synchro Gazer grade 1. What? It's a set order. So it said Symphogear order, so I'm guessing you're trying to get the set order. If they're all set orders, then you could have just said set order instead of order, right? But that's just me. Okay. So when it's put in the order zone, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal to 1 unit with Gear Wielder, and add the reveal card to your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay, so we're off to the races here, bro. But you do have to Energy Blast through your Soul Blast 1 in order to actually get that plus, so it does have a cost to it, which is really nice, because I feel like that's perfect too, because it is a pretty solid tutor skill, but you are also having to play a set order for your turn in order to make it happen, so it didn't really need to have the most egregious cost for it, so I think that's pretty good. And also because you may be able to do this even when you're going first, that also means that you'll need the Soul Blast to pivot instead of the Energy Blast 3, so I get why they gave the choice there, so that's pretty good. Now, when your unit attacks, and this doesn't specify where, but I'm going to assume this is from the order zone, you may cost rest any number of your Symphogear in the order zone, and that unit gets 5,000 power for each card rested until end of the turn. Uh-oh. If there's a restander here, we're in effing trouble, chat. Okay. After the first concert, Hibiki. So this is a grade 2. When it's placed by writing from Lydian student. Oh, you're not writing from Lydian student. Wait. Search your deck for up to. This is a. You copied the grade 1's name and clause. Whoopsie. I'm assuming it's supposed to be the grade 2 that says when it's placed by writing from the grade 1. Search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 Symphogear order, and if you didn't, you draw 1. Okay, so really nice homogeneous effect there. It feels very Brandgate, this, right? Brandgate does the same thing. Add set order, refund set order if you already had it in like the predisclosed location, and just do it for free, get your setup, and there you go, because you need them in order to actually set up your plays. So that's how Brandgate does it. Also, Brandgate ride blinds, most of them, sorry to OG Welstra and others, most of them do it when placed by writing rather than wrote upon, just so that you don't risk damage checking your 1 of set order. So it's good design there, so I do like that. Having said that though, they did kind of make an oopsie, so oof. Anyway, so Vitalization. This is not a unit name, so that's got to be another one of these set orders. So you pay Energy Blast through your Soul Blast 1 again, and you need to have the Hibiki. When it's placed, look at the top 7, reveal to 1 Gear Builder. When your unit is attacked, you may rest. It gets 5. Is attacked. That's the difference. This is a defensive one. Interesting. Okay. So let's say you go turn 3 and you have 3 of these in here, right? You basically have of various different power allocations, and thankfully this one says until end of battle, so they thought about that one as well. So you could have a variety of power allocations, whether you're going all the way on offense, which is really heavy hitting, but that means you have nothing on defense, so you have to just defend yourself, or you could go more on defense, but then that means that your offense is kind of noodling unless you have more to supplement, right? Depending on how they do the card economy and overall power output of the rest of the main deck proper, this might actually be really cool, because now I understand why this is doing what it does, because it is actively getting into contention with your defensive mechanics, so you have to choose between one or the other. Alright, I kind of like that. This is SGR03 Gungnir Gear Wielder Hibiki Tachibana. It must be why these are the gear cards, right? So anyway, what does this do? Act. If you can still play in order this turn, you need to word that as if you have not played in order this turn. Counterblast 1. Search your deck or drop for up to 1 Symphogear order card and play without paying the cost. And if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. Okay, so this is the lyrical part right here, baby. This is straight from like some kind of collab type of crap right there. Bang Dream has an effect that's pretty much just like this, dude. If you haven't played a music, go get your music. That is how they do that. And you even get it from the drop too. So that means that the music is a discard fodder as well. And now they're only kind of discard fodder because one thing that's worth noting is that these right here, as well as this, assuming that the archetypals are actually the exact same, they only search the deck. So you're gonna want to be careful about how many you discard because you may actually be discarding excess. So that's kind of cool. There's still a wall of texture though. So, this gets all the continuously, probably on the Vanguard circle. I had to take a guess. What I miss? Oh my, yeah, you missed a lot of text here, dude. We're reading some Symphogear, and, yeah, it's a dual nation between Lyrical Monasterio and Brandgate, and it is definitely doing more Brandgate than Lyrical Monasterio things. So we finally hit something that's kind of lyrical, which is this Bane Dream Ag kind of skill, where you're just playing your, let's be real, you're playing your music, but it's in the order zone, so at least it's not like music that way. So, it gets all the following according to the number of Symphogear settlers in your order zone. If you have 2 or more, all of your former units get power plus 10,000. You have 4 or more during the battle's unit attack. If this unit's critical and the cards in your opponent's damage zone do not total 6 or more, your opponent's cards on Guardian Circle lose their auto. That, what in the Sienna? That is a weird ass con. Okay. If this unit's critical and your opponent's cards on Guardian Circle lose their autos, that means that if your that means that your opponent cannot PG unless you are at 5 damage. What the frick? That's cruel as a mother effer. And remember, your opponent's autos only matter for when they're guarding, so if you check a critical after the fact, the damage is done. Their PG failed. What the hell? That's awful. Okay, 6 or more. If you have 7 different units with Gear Builder in their card names, 7? Wait, 7 different units? How are you supposed to get 7 different units? I have 6 zones. All your units get this unit chosen or retired by your opponent's card effects. I'm assuming cannot. And this unit can attack for the back row. Oh, God. Okay. Alright, so let me go ahead and type up something here. I want to type up Morphonica real quick. So, there's it's this. So, Mashido Karata has a skill that, all of your units can attack for the back row, right? And remember, we like music, so we're playing music cards here, and we definitely search musics. And, oh, by the way, remember that clause I talked about earlier for Bang Stream? If you're not playing order this turn, Counterblast 1 and search your deck or drop for it and play it. Yeah, so this card is literally freaking Mashido Kurata, right? But in Brandgate, and with a ton of other skills. For once, these are customs I don't want to retype. There's so much going on here. So all of your units get resists, and they can't be retired, and they can attack from the back row. You know what's crazy about that, guys? It's your Vanguard. So if there's anything that's trying to ping your damage, like you can't, because you can't choose that Vanguard now. WTF, bro? Like, excuse me? Maybe it's like Legion. Where's the Legion, though? Where's the Legion? Where's the 7th unit? I'm gonna assume there's a reason. There's a way to get there. Anyway, so this is absolutely crazy. The only thing that's holding it back from being like completely untenable is that you need 6 or more musics. So you do need to wait until turn 4 for it, but God, that is not much of an issue, dude. Like, come the F on. You go first, you get up to 4, because remember, this is the Bang Dream clause, so you can still normal play an order afterwards. It's just letting you play in addition beforehand, because you're playing by an effect, so you're not normal playing it. Now, that means you're at 4 here. So your opponent will not be sentineling, and your front row gets 10,000 power right away. Okay. And then on turn 4, when you go again, now you're attacking them 6 times. You just cannot with those units. They cannot. And yeah, you have a good day. So not great there. Not great. Meta no, and also it's like it's weird, right? Because they kind of have a neat setup where they're sort of like mustering these Geo Railers, right? And I actually really like the Tuyen Law of the defense and offensive elements. It's very reminiscent of the hero bases from Brant, but then they just kind of like jumble together all this crap. I think the only thing I kind of like about this jumble here is I do kind of think this had potential, right? Accumulating a total count between the unit's critical and also the amount of damage zone. Would this even fit into text box? It would, but it would be pretty hard. That card right there is very reminiscent of how this guy would be written. Captain Night Mist. So he kind of reminds me of I guess it would be a she, right? Because it's like a magical anime, if I recall correctly, from where those guys are. So it would be looking kind of like Night Mist here. Like, it cannot be boosted. I mean, maybe they're only giving power to the front row, not the back row, but I feel like it's not really that bad because you also have to bear in mind that the set order card here can just give power to them. This is also not a once per turn, so all you need to do is when your back row unit attacks, like rest 1, and then just keep like proccing individual instances of rest 1. That also means that by the time you get to turn 4 and you have 6 of these, you're going to get a cumulative free 30,000 power to evenly disperse willingly wherever you want between your unit attacks, because it's any of your unit attacks. So I don't know what we're doing here. It's pretty rough. Okay, so Metanoa is a grade 3, and it's another Symphogear card. Okay, so this is our grade 3 order, and you still pay the same energy or Soul Blast, which, considering that this card is only counterblasting and the cons are free, which it's kind of funny because it does remind me a lot of Night Mist again. Night Mist didn't have any cost; it was everything else that was paying cost, but not your Vanguard, so that was their role, right? It made sense for that deck. Welcome to the pseudo Yu-Gi-Oh style custom era for Vanguard. Yeah, everyone just combos and does like a billion things. It feels like it's so weird to me. I kind of preferred it when customs were more simple, but it feels like a preamble, bro. Anyway, when this card is put in the order zone, you draw a card, you can play another Really, dude? Okay, so, it's put in the order zone, you can play another Sympho this turn, except another of it. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Okay, so, your math changed. Yeah, your math changed a lot. That's crazy. Act cost, rest any number of Symphogear, energy charge 1 for each card. You're not gonna do that. You don't need to do that. You don't pay enough cost to want to do that. Extreme Vibes is another one. How many of these are we going to do? Oh my god. If you have 5 Symphogear in your order zone. That's actually kind of different. I don't mind that. Okay. That's kind of cooking, but I don't know. I'm very hesitant to say that it's going to be good. When it's put in the order zone, place 1 grade 0 card from your drop face down on your field as it. That's how you get 7. Oh. You may only use this ability once per fight. You know what's kind of funny? So it gives you an Excel, right? Just keep pouring on the gasoline. Yeah, Caleb, they're pouring on the gasoline. They just gave us Excel, bro. But you know what's kind of funny about this? This card is this card can be played as soon as turn 3. Because all you got to do in order to make this happen is you play your other orders, right? And then all you got to do is you play by ability with the skill of Gungnir. And then for your fourth, which is your third normal play of the game, you just go ahead and play this card, right? So it becomes your Aditya, which Aditya was the Steel Blade Spear for Buff Sagata. And now you get to play a 5th that turn. That's how that works. So now your 5th would just be this. because, well, no, actually, if it's 5 simple gear, maybe that doesn't work, right? Because if I'm understanding right, if you have to have 5, then no, yeah, you have to wait, so it's not turn 3. Unless there's something else that can accelerate, I don't think you can turn 3 in. That's good. But still, okay, so you get Excel, and what else does it do? Auto once per turn, at the end of the battle, a unit attacks. You can choose any number of rest simple gears and energy blast for each of them and stand. What the F do you mean, Water Fairy? Oh my god. At the end of a battle, a unit attacked. You rest any number. Okay, never mind on the power bit. How about I just effing EB6 and stand my freaking field? And you might be like, oh my gosh, we should have numbers. Alright, I got you. How about I EB1 to stand my Vanguard? It gets to keep the twin drive, by the way. Just breathe constant. Oh yeah, that one got me, bro. Take a breath. Take a breath. Oh man, now I understand why you energy charge. Never mind, you will be energy charging because this is absolutely busted, bro. Oh, this is not extreme vibes, this is extreme crimes, bro. My god, you're trying to like speedrun your way into like Vanguard prison. Multi-attack more than awkward. Yeah, this deck is capable of a 12 attack turn. Wait, no, actually, if you have 7 EB, it's capable of a 14 attack turn. You can't Sentinel, by the way, for so little cost. Yeah, it's true, right? You can't Sentinel. At least it's only during the Vanguard's battle, but it is going twice, so that kind of like ticks me off. Okay. So now we've got, I'm not pronouncing that. Grade 3 mate unit. Ooh, mate unit. Oh, power 23, so it's a higher base value. Okay. By the way, if this doesn't say that you can't ride it, I'll ride this. When your other gear wielder unit attacks, choose one card from your opponent's drop and bind. Why do you get to choose? They might have something important in there, dude. My brother, you're not going to bind Flare Cosmore. That's against the rules, dog. If this unit's on an additional rear circle, you can choose a card from your opponent's soul and... Excuse me. So guys, I want to give you a little bit of news. So, you know, Vanguard, right? Cool deck. He's about to get a mask form. Super sick deck, right? I'm glad that they finally remembered that Vanguard existed and they're going to give him a mask form. It would be a real shame if there was a card that could completely shut down what Vanguard's gimmick this. Oh wait, what's that? Vanguard only activates if Sora periods in your soul? Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Don't do that. Anyway, Otto, when this unit attacks, if there's 6 or more cards in your opponent's bind zone, you will get there. Energy Blast 3, choose 6 cards in your opponent's bind zone, shuffle them into the deck, and this unit gets 5,000 for each card chosen. Oh, well, that's actually surprisingly helpful. Wow, this does a lot. It gets a wall of text out of 10 for me. It's a huge ass beater. Energy is probably free because let's remember that you're resting a bunch. So here's your play. You just rest everything for energy charge, and then that means vicariously you're resting a bunch in order to get like the stands. But then any leftovers, right? You just go ahead and you just energy blast for this, right? That's really easy. And then you just soul blast for your orders. That's what you do with those. Okay, so when your opponent would call, this is a grade 2. When your opponent would call a card from hand to Guardian Circle with the battle this unit attack, they can call the top card of the deck to Guardian Circle for each unit this unit is attacking. Okay. If they don't, this unit gets 5,000 power for each card your opponent did not call. What? At the beginning of your battle phase, if you got a Tachi Bond, it gets 5,000 power. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets 10,000. Cost counterblast 1 when you attack. Choose your opponent's front row reverse row. These all the. So basically it's gonna get it's gonna be at bare minimum a 25k attacker, and then it rot sneers. But then when it rot sneers, they can keep calling from Guardian Circle to block it. But if they don't call, this thing gets more power. That's a really weird effect. Is this meant to be like is this gaslighting your opponent into self-mill? Is that what the point of that is? 5 more to go. Oh god, we're halfway there. Ooh. Nope, might have been a bit further down. Yeah, we're gonna get there, Caleb. We are definitely gonna get there. Not tonight, but we will get there at some point. Oh god, this is so. So CB rolled sneers. They can call as a subset. So the wording on this doesn't really work because it says when your opponent would call, based on this wording, I think they could they could keep doing this, right? They can keep spamming it. And then that means this power-up's kind of weird because your opponent has to audibly decide I'm not doing it, but then it's like, yeah, that's weird. Halfway there. That just doesn't really work. I don't know what the heck they're doing there. This deck seems to do whatever the hell it wants at this point. It's got like a bajillion different effects that don't really correlate together. When your opponent would call from hand, you can call card the top card of their deck to Guardians. Okay. That's the same effect. Sure. Anyway. So, Air Gatlum, Gear Wielder, Maria Cadenza, or Cadenzena. Eve. Sure. That's on me for trying to pronounce that name at this point, I'm not gonna lie. So, it's grade 2 with an act. Cost Counterblast 1, choose one of your circle, other than the Vanguard circle. Put all cards from that circle on the drop zone. F you, Artisaria! I'm getting to 7 units this turn and you cannot stop me. Choose a grade 2 or lower unit with Gear Wielder from your drop and call to rear circle. Auto, at the beginning of your battle phase, you have a Vanguard, the Hibiki Tachibana in its card name. This unit gets power plus 5,000, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 10,000, and he uses act ability, and you have 3 or more, you get counter charge. Holy crap, these names and effects are gonna be the end of me. Okay, so if I follow, basically, it unlocks for you. And by the way, it says choose one of your circles and puts all of them, but then you can just call a Gear Builder, right? That means you can just choose an empty circle and call it there. So you just CB1 and call a grade 2 or less from drop as an act, which is, you see, in a perfect world, that would literally be where that effect ends. And honestly, I wouldn't even let it unlock. I would just like have it like choose a circle, other than Vanguard circle. So it does everything. Yeah, Missaria, it basically does everything. Not only does it does like everything, it even decided to write a couple of rules in the book, which is how this weird ass Roltsaneer like gaslighting your opponent into milling thing happened. Also, let's not forget this Kant skill. This unit's critical in the cards of your opponent's damage zone. Do not total 6 or more. I'm like, Jesus, dude, go ahead and like put that into the hyperbolic time chamber, let it cook up for a while, and it'll come out to become quantum physics incarnate, with all that chicanery going on. Okay, anyway, so I do like that it says if you don't use this act ability, you could like get a resource. Now it's very free, this counter charge, so I do not like that, because so it's like, hey, because I didn't counter blast, I'm gonna counter charge for free instead. Is that okay? That's okay, I'm gonna do it. Why does it do that? So it's completely unbalanced, but I at least kind of like the concept they have to forego an ability which lets you have a different ability instead. But you know, it's honestly, I think I'm kind of gassing that up too much. It's just overall another really wacky card design. Not pronouncing that. When this unit is placed, if you have a Kirika Akatsuki, you can draw a card, and if you don't, you counterblast 1 to search for Kirika Akatsuki and call to rear circle. When this unit is placed, is anywhere, so I'm not gonna lie. You could call this when it's placed in the Guardian circle. I'm gonna guard with this, and then I'm gonna call Kirika to rear circle, just because I can. Auto, the original power of your unit in the back row left rear circle, that's that Kirika, becomes 13,000, but it's 23 of the opponent's grade 3 or greater. Also, the auto is literally anywhere. So, auto from my bind zone, this happens. I mean, critical total damage could be interesting gimmicks. Right, exactly. Like, it's really chicanery, but I think, here's the thing. I mentioned it before, but it actually gave me a little bit of vibes of a card that I actually think is super duper effing cool, which is Sienna. Because Sienna says if your opponent's Guardian Circle and front rear circle has a total of 2 or less cards, this unit gets critical and drive, which means that the less that your opponent gives on the front row that they can keep, the more they have to put into the guard in order to stop this, right? And if they don't put enough in the guard, then you're going to be able to get more value. Like, this is really cool. So I also think that you could probably have a similar gimmick between the critical and also their damage. And then the idea is that you need to execute it better if you're doing that, right? I think the Sentinel Restrict is so haphazard because the total being 6 is too high a number, in my opinion. I feel like if you wanted that, I do kind of like the idea that the Sentinel Restrict says that if you want to Sentinel Restrict them in the late game and they have higher damage, you're going to need to have like lesser critical. That is a cool dichotomy. They just didn't balance it at all. So I do agree, Caleb. It has potential. It almost makes you want to design something with that potential. So this thing is, honestly, it's just kind of whatever. It really feeds into what me and Miss Ari are talking about, which is that this deck just does everything. I mean, they've written a couple new things. It even unlocks, because why the hell not? So now it just kind of like does a little bit of a Keter Sanctuary thing, because screw it. And then finally, again, not pronouncing it. That's the key to get, I think. When his unit is placed anywhere, if you have a unit with Shirabe, is that what this thing was? Yeah, Tsukuyomi and Akatsuki. Oh, I get it. Okay, Sun and Moon kind of thing. Okay, so you draw a card and you can see oh, they go together. Ah, I see. Sure. Yeah, it's like a modern day K Bedivere kind of thing. I don't even think K Bedivere would be the correct way to put it. There's got to be a twin, like a twinsy unit.
Left arrestor, right arrestor.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I kind of like that better. So I think the only thing is that this one says this one says back row left and this one says back row right. So they're if y'all, like I said many times, it's Bang Dream, right? This is what the Bang Dream flavor. Oh, Genesis, welcome in. We're about to end this, but oh my god, this was
What did I miss?
A bullet. This was terrible. The trenches is right, bro. Holy crap. I can hear mortar fire in my head right now, Caleb. These were awful. These had like so many pet peeves rolled into one. It's crazy, dog.
Just looking at like how many there are and how much text I'm reading through.
Yeah, look at all this. Bro, I'm just gonna read you what the Vanguard does. Keep in mind that you have a bunch of different set orders, right? If you can still play a set order this turn, basically it's if you did not play an order, you can counterblast one to play any one that you want from deck or drop. Then it gets all the following according to the number of set orders you can in the order zone. You can get 5 by turn 3, and you can get 8 by turn 4. So keep that in mind. 2 or more, all your front row gets 10,000 power. 4 or more, and by the way, something I don't think I even mentioned. This doesn't say during your turn, so you're permanently at a 23k base, bro. 4 or more. During the battle, this unit attacks. If this unit's critical and the cards in your opponent's damage zone do not total 6 or more, your opponent's cards on Guardian Circle lose their auto abilities. I'm going to reword that in a different way. If your opponent dares to be at 4 or less damage, this does not let Sentinels activate. 6 or more. If you have 7 different units with Gear Builder in their card names, don't worry, I'll tell you where the 7th comes from. All of your units get the ability that they cannot be chosen or retired by your opponent's card effects, and they can attack for the back row. So anyway, you know what else?
Hold on. Scroll back up for a second.
Yeah.
So that just says no damage ping, no retire, no bind, no nothing.
Exactly. You cannot interact with any of them, including the Vanguard. Just, you do not pass go, you do not collect 200, you do not live life control decks.
Funnily enough, Blangmire victim.
Huge Blangmire victim. But honestly, I would root for Blangmire so hard. Take out the freaking menace here, dude. So anyway, not back to the nightmare. I gotta explain to him briefly. He needs to know. Oh, holy crap, bro! You had a bad night with the dice. Is that so, Genesis? We always have bad nights with the dice, but it sounds like you still enjoyed it, bro. So that's kind of cool. I'm always happy to hear you enjoy that. I like D&D a lot too, so it's cool hearing other people's experiences. So, okay. You might be like, so where do you get your 7th card, right? Well, I'll tell you where you get your 7th card. So, this is Extreme Vibes. It's a set order. When it's put in the order zone, you get this ability that you can only activate once per fight. You place a grade 0 card for your drop face down on your field as a new front row rear circle. It gets better.
Interesting.
Auto, once per turn. At the end of battle, this unit attacked, you can choose any number of rest sinful gear in your order zone. By the way, like I said, you can get like up to 5 by turn 3. Cost Energy Blast 1 for each chosen and stand those cards.
Go back up for a second. I just want to see the grade 3. I want to read something again.
We had our flip phone digivices. Oh, the Blicky Vice. Reading these give me a legitimate headache. I am there too. I need Advil, bro. This thing is causing me pain. What's up?
This also includes Guardians. This also means your Guardians can't be retired.
It's true. Your Guardians cannot be chosen either. You cannot get rid of Guardians. You know what's also really funny about this? You're gonna be like, oh wow, so 7 units. It'd be a real shame if Artisaria came in and like locked a card, right? But remember, we cannot have flaws, Xenon. So we have a card that counterblasts to choose a circle in the Vanguard circle, put all cards in that circle to drop, and then revives a unit. It just refreshes your goddamn circle. Oh, and it just dares to have this
Fascinating.
other effect. Yeah, it also has a free counter charge if it wants to.
Fascinating.
Wait, not 14 Vanguard attack? Yeah, I'm noticing now I did read something wrong here at least. So chat, I did get one thing wrong. It says Energy Blast 1 for each card chosen and stand those cards. So I'm understanding that it's standing the rest Sinful Gear cards in the order zone, not your field. Thank God, because otherwise I did not want to see the stand.
That does say choose any number of your rest Sinful Gear in your order zone. Okay,
if for that alone, I'm happy that you came back to make me like, well, not make me, but it prompted me to like go back and reread these. Still, that's still odd, but that still like pisses me off because here's all you gotta do, right? You just yabba dabba do, right? And you like
hold on. I just saw the first one and I saw that last line of text of rest any number and energy charge 1 for each rested.
Exactly. Oh, that's not the only thing you can do with them. This one says rest any number to give an attacking unit 5,000 power until end of turn. This one rests in order to give 5,000 power until end of battle defensively. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're partying, Xenon. We're partying. By the way, these two are basically like Royal Paladin cards, right? Where this one, when placed anywhere, including the Guardian Circle, when it's placed in the bind zone, if you want, Counterblast 1, you can call this thing, and as long as it's in the back row left, it's a 23k beater, right? Which means you can swing on it from back row because you're Magnolia. Now that thing you called is this right here, and it does the same thing for this unit. So they call each other to their respective back row rear circles, and they are 23k beaters until the cows come home.
So here's the thing. Technically speaking, funnily enough, those obviously if we rule as intended, yes, but if we rule as written, those are auto skills with no activation conditions, so they just aren't active at any time.
Is it the activation condition when this unit is placed?
No. Look after the call it to rearguard circle.
Because call it to rearguard circle. Auto the original. It should have been caught. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Caught.
This also yeah.
Great. 1 out of 10. I feel that. Noel. Why are these even dual nations? Yeah, I mean, it literally the only thing these guys did, like whatever. Look, I don't know what they were thinking, but Water Fairy's like, okay, look, I just want to make Bang Dream nonsense. I want to be super busted, but you know what? Because we have set orders. Oh my God, Ice gave it a negative 10 out of 10. Awesome. That is a new level of hate. It's got to be a Brank Gate Dual Nation, guys, because if you got to use set orders, you got to be Brank Gate, right? Lyrical in 2030, canon, bro. Unironically, the plus 10k at all times to front row might be Lyrical in 2030.
You want to know something also? Hold on.
I'd love to know something.
Technically, again, rule as intended would possibly be, like, that would theoretically this, that, oh wait, no, okay. Thankfully, that's a constant. Those are constant. Because I was gonna say,
those were all autos.
Or like an auto skill to gain those skills.
No. Thankfully, they're all constant. They did the Night Mist thing. Hell nah out of 10. I love that one. This guy burned the kitchen instead of cooking these customs. These customs are so dog water, dude. Oh my God. I hate saying it, right? I don't want to put a person down for it. But
that's what I was saying. Like, it feels bad having to say these, but I think these feel like a first draft of customs.
They're also a fever dream because, like, what do these not do, right?
Yeah, that's that's the whole thing. It's like these customs were made and just like thrown out there without a lot of, I feel like, feedback originally.
Damn.
Because these things just
can't do
like
14.
These things.
Yeah, I already acknowledged that earlier. Guys. Sorry, go on, Zeno.
They read like a person who literally just like kind of like wrote down whatever they thought was cool and just put it out there.
I'm just imagining that scene of SpongeBob where he's like, and some of this, and some of these, and done. And it's just the. Yeah, that's basically what this deck comes down to, is a big fat the. But, I mean, God, and usually this is the point where I'm like, oh, well, here's how you would fix this concept, and it's got a nice direction. What is the direction? It does everything. Holy crap. What are these compared to Drag Assassins?
Was Drag Assassins also a bad one?
It's a community meme. Drag Assassins is a top 5 community meme in my channel's history. That's how bad they were. They set the standards for what not
like,
to do.
Overbearing. Okay, yeah, like,
yeah,
pretty much. If a person rolled up with these, I'm flipping the table and shooting you.
It would basically be like that one, like, Yugi Poop meme where, like, they make Exodia the forbidden one, but he gave him way too many of a particular limb. He goes, I am Exodia, I will destroy you, but it actually does destroy you instantaneously. That's what Drag Assassins is. It's a beautiful mess that wins on the spot.
I see. Very interesting.
But you know what? I'll give, and you know what? This is a lot like Drag Assassins too, because this is vaguely set order based. Drag Assassins was vaguely bind based. Plus X to Drag Assassin. EA's gonna paywall saying you need to pay $5 to be able to do the Drag Assassinate, bro. That's an insult to dog water. Ooh, oh my God. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I feel a little bad if they're watching this. We are giving them our hottest roasts, dude. You know what? Fine, I'll just give one too. They burnt this kitchen down so bad, you may as well throw Gordon Ramsay in there because it is Hell's Kitchen. God damn, bro. Do we have a new low tier for these? Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Name of template. Custom card
cooking
25. Select a category. Is there a category for mistake? Yu-Gi-Oh, because I'm pretty sure that's what they think this game is. Description of template. Please no. Select template cover photo. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that's a good one. Are we treated listing customs? We are now, baby. I do not choose sleep anymore. There we go. Select a set of images. What do I even call these? Oh. No. I know what I'm gonna do. It's more phonic. What was your name again? You were something. Here we go. Because you're basically this card but more, right? Damn, that looks pretty. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, dude. You get in there. Search history leak, oh boy. Yeah, trust me, my search history is nothing you guys are gonna scoff at. It is not impressive. Okay. Add a URL for credit images. For image credits. I don't have that. Okay, sure. Confirm this is not a dupe. Trust me, this is the first. Must upload at least 5 images. Okay. I understand. We are really doing this right now? At this point, we are. Alright, you know what? Let us pick a few customs that are like, okay. I'll pick this one. Never put off for tomorrow what you can roast today. I've got to prove a point here, right? They asked me what tier this is, right? I'm going to make a tier. If they're making effects, I'm making tiers to put those effects in. Absorb that. Download that, please. Thank you. Okay, there's one. What's another one I like? Oh, Alordia was cooking. We're gonna get Alordia here. Hell yeah. This was heat, despite it being water themed. I'll let that get ready there. In the meantime, oh, dogs. Right. Dogs. Oh yeah. We need both highs and lows, guys. Get your Advil first, you masochist monster. So it turns out I was saying that rhetorically. We don't have Advil in the house, so I'm simply going this whole hog.
While you're doing all this, you want to hear something funny that happened on my Digimon locals today?
You bet, dude.
So there were 6 players, and after the first round, there was 3 winners and 3 losers. Obviously, one player gets paired down against one of the losers from the first round. So, and the 2 winners get paired against each other.
Right.
The one guy who won in the first round and got paired down also won his match in the second round. And then he ended up winning the event after the end of the second round because the 2 guys who won in the first round and got paired against each other had a game go on for so long that it ended in a draw without going into game 2.
The OTT mirror match is beautiful. You must add a title. I added a oh. Name of template.
I think it reset everything after you tried to make it.
Must like my brain after reading this. Category. Where was Yu-Gi-Oh again? All right, Yu-Gi-Oh.
For some reason, that doesn't show up on my screen.
Oh, that's fun. A description of template. A mistake.
A reminder of what not to do.
There's the kitchen. Here's the things that burnt it. Well, actually, no. Most of these are pretty good. One of them is not. Okay.
Oh, hold
Please.
on. Make one, or like I was gonna say to like change D into what not to do.
Oh no, we're gonna get there. Oh, we're gonna get there. Cause see now you can do this. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna do this. Bushy out of a job is the top tier. Gordon Ramsay approves.
You know, I should probably post my stuff as well at some point. I mean, they're kind of old, but
Flawed but cooking.
I think C should be a little well done. A little burnt, a little overdone.
I ordered steak, not beef jerky.
Oh, that's good.
I was good this year. Why the charcoal? Okay. Now, can I add? I feel like I can add. Yes.
Yeah.
I can
Add
add.
row below.
New. Okay. This one is war crime. We're gonna just put a color on that one because why not? Can't wait till you add every custom card to this. I can actually add additional images. I could actually do that. Put mine while you're at it. Get Dragon Assassins. Where's the Dragon Assassins, bro? Yo. They actually did make something, didn't they? They made an image at some point. I need to get the Dragon Assassins in here. Hold up. They're somewhere around here.
When did they show up?
They were like not. They weren't like that. Infinitesimal drag riders. Oh yeah, you know what? We need. Frick! I wish these had like a card image because these were good cards. I don't want that one. That was a good one. That was a good one too.
Oh, the Dragonities?
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. There's one I need. Where is he? John Vanguard. I have to include John Vanguard. I need John Vanguard in my life. He will set Vanguard right. Before Kadani, there was John Vanguard. And after Kadani, there will be John Vanguard. Where the hell was Drag Assassin guy?
I swear I saw something, hold on. Like, a guy saying, like, oh yeah, remember Drag Assassin? But that was like, I don't know where that popped up.
You know what? I know what to do. There we go. Problem solving. Drag Assassin.
Well, no, that's the same guy who did it. I think he made something else, right? Or these.
Yeah, he did. I need his actual Drag Assassins. Ah, frick, how am I gonna get those?
I feel like if you just like, I mean, well, no, I don't know if you.
Okay, you know what? Here's what I'll do. This is not Drag Assassins. It will be a proxy for Drag Assassins for now. It'll be a proxy.
What would be a good title for like the absolute bottom? A promotional video on the dangers of a kitchen fire.
Electrical fighters are hard to put out. These are harder. Okay, war crime. What would this be? Poured milk, then cereal. That's worse than a war crime, bro. That's on site, dog. Blazing samurai dragon there, yeah. Last meal for the day.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out on one of these. I don't know where it fit. And I don't know if it's funny. These have even Geneva sweating.
Oh, okay. I know how to word that. The Geneva suggestion. Okay, so right away, let's go ahead and let's get some of these in. So oh wait, one more tier. I got one more tier. New. These are new. These are a new level of bad. They will always be new because you will always look at these and find more things to have problems with. They're a new tier. Dogs are war crime. This guy's actually pretty good. He's flawed though because he screws up some decks, which is really bad. I didn't understand what this was, so I mean, I'm gonna say poured milk then cereal because I don't understand why people do this either. So they go together. This was actually pretty, bro. I think Gordon Ramsay would approve of that meal. This guy was like really good, but like he did a little bit too much burning, I think. So I don't know if I wanted like beef jerky there, dude. Oh, I misspelled steak. That's unfortunate. Ignore that. I need more. Okay, I need more of these. Holy crap. John Vanguard's ready. John Vanguard is ready, bro. Okay, so wait, I got it. The Return of Kidani. Let's get John Vanguard. I love this. I love this, dude. Will more get added as you go through the rest? Yeah, you know what? Sure. As a matter of fact, I need to go like backwards compatible with it and like get all the other ones and get their images in here too. Okay, so John Vanguard is the Return of Kidani. Here we go. All right, I think this is our tier list. This is our tier list template, guys. As you can see, it's very, very detailed tier list. You can tell exactly what I think with this tier list. So, let me see here. Anything else we want to tier list while we're here? Any other requests? Shame there wasn't art for the original Drag Assassin. Yeah, it'll have to do. Anyone else? So mine's probably coming up soon. Ah, yeah, okay. Put a mod custom in tier. Did the mods actually have Dariel? Photoshop those customs without image? That could be good. Let me look this up real quick. Is Dariel actually like a thing? Let me check. What? What? Okay. How about this? There we go. I got that one. Maybe custom in Discord. Sorry for first raging dragon. Oh, Oh, bro, that first Raging Dragon, I would... Okay, so that first Raging Dragon, I know where that one would go. Let's see. So these were the Ahmad customs. Yeah, that's pretty confidently in war crime, I think, because it feels like a hate crime, but like it's actively winning wars, so it's a war crime. By transitive property. Let's see. So Raging Form Drag. Wait, hold on a second. I have a Raging Form Dragon. What am I doing? I have a Raging Form Dragon. Because of course I have a Raging Form Dragon. Avenger Raging Form Dragon. This one. Duh. How do I not? Yeah, like, why would I not have a Raging Form Dragon? Continue without supporting. I'm sorry, guys. So this one would go in charcoal tier. I don't know why the charcoal. He was good this year, dude. I post custom on Discord. Got you. The ones for lyrical. Was that the Lordia ones? Is that one the one you were talking about? Your Shadow Paladin main, you should have at least 12. Yeah, I know, right? I actually have a bunch of different variants too. I even have a custom art of it, so that's cool. Let's see what. Oh yeah, I'm just ignoring that. Noel wants Dark Resile custom in tier. Oh yeah, this was like way up top, right? This was like second. Yeah, here we go. Not the AI. Brother, ew. I mean, I can broach it, I guess. But all my Spectral Duke customs, I guess. Ooh, that's a good score. So this is the Resile one. Let me read this one again real quick. Getting those Resile things. Oh yeah, Resile, but a little bit better. Oh right. And they had a couple of like.
I mean, whoever made that art of it was also like, that's actually a pretty decent art of it. So.
Yeah. I know, right? Honestly, yeah, flawed by cooking, dude. I'm not gonna lie, flawed by cooking. Where's that Spectral Duke? I gotta give that some luck real quick. Hold on a second. Is there anything for Spectral? Crazy Flame. Here we go. These are on the powerful side. Yeah. Whoa. Oh wait. Oh wait. Hold up a second. Oh, hold up a second. I gotta do this as well while I'm at it. I gotta do this. Bro, this was a good ass. These are good ass cards, bro. These are good ass cards. Above beef jerky, let's go. Honestly, this kind of crap will put Bushy out of an effing job. You made Buddy Fight better than they could. Where's my Spectral Duke? I need my Spectral Duke Dragon. They're somewhere around here. I forgot that. By the way, Zenon. So this one was a Veleno, D-Legion, and they just showed me this moth and said, imagine it was a waifu. It's really funny. It's really freaking funny. Bro, oh, you're still doing them, or are you ranking now? Oh, I'm still doing them. I'm just ranking a few as I'm going along, because why the hell not, right? Let me read up this. We're down the rabbit hole. Hey, yeah, we're really down the rabbit hole at this point. I just decided to do my thing. Oh yeah, those are also Doug's. I feel like there's a Spectral Duke around here somewhere. Just don't know where it came. Where was it though? Snippets. No. Those musketeers were. All right. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna do this. So I can't find this, but I think you passed it. It's in a dock. Okay. All right. Let me do one more pass. Maybe. Wait. Hold on a second. Am I really overthinking this? Maybe. Because if there should be 2 crazies, right? Yeah. Here we go. I'm just overthinking this crap. Okay. Scanning for viruses. You will not find any. He may be crazy if he's not malicious. Here. Honestly, this put Bushy out of a job too, bro. This put Bushy out of an effing job. These were really good. I looked at these and they felt like home. Josh, check DMs. Oh joy. I wonder what I'm gonna find there. All right. You say so. Hold up a second. Quickly get out of that now. She says. So the drag. So the drag riders are the return of Kidani. Pretty damn close to pretty much being a 10 out of 10. So we've got this stick figure riding what I think theoretically is a dragon. Theoretically is the best way to put that. And John Vanguard, awesome. We're cooking up here, bro. That crap was good. If I had an image for Ristalos, I would do it too, because holy crap, Thunder was neck and neck with drag riders. That man definitely knew how to be in Hell's Kitchen. He was the Iron Chef that day. He was the freaking Iron Chef. Oh, that reminds me. Where is the Okay, any more? Okay, you know what? You did, but maybe I can do the AI art ones. Oh, hold on a second. We have Kishigo, don't we? We have Kishigo we can do. Yeah, we got Kishigo. We can get Kishigo going. I'll learn how to draw dragons eventually, mate. Yeah, before that you must learn how to draw the dragon rider, for he comes first because he is on top. Okay. Kishigo cards were, because the clips are here anyway, right? So Kishigo cards, they were definitely pretty good. I did notice that there was some like counterintuitive design philosophies here. So what I would say for Kishigo is this is definitely a good one of flawed but cooking, right? This is definitely right there. I think I will like nest this right in between the Reziel and the monster one. Like this feels really good, which is definitely in the upper echelon compared to some of the others. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're far away. You know, honestly, you're right. It is a glasses girl. All right, it's the top of its tier. Yes, that is completely biased, if you couldn't tell. Okay. This girl's great. What all right, any last requests? Well, at least he's up front with it. It's true. I mean, hey, I've never hidden that particular preference. Did you ever make standard customs? I think I've made a couple at one point. I just never posted those. Glasses give you a higher rating. Also give your art some glass. Dead ass. If they gave this Mark glasses, I would have raised up half a point. I would have done it, bro. Don't test me, no. I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh right, this was the sideshow stuff. Where's the... Is this the AI one? Oh no. We're able to catch it live. Oh, what's up, Ayako? We're tier listing some of our customs, bro. Okay.
Let me know when you plan on doing another one of these, because I might like put all of the alt mile stuff that I made.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's honestly, yeah, I'll let you know ahead of time. I give a week for these, so I'm kind of surprised you weren't able to catch in on that. I guess you just weren't in the know, huh?
Well, it's more like I also have only now just like popped in, and it's like, you know what? Maybe, because like these cards have been sitting for a while. Because when did I make them? I think I made them like either earlier this year or sometime last year.
You know what's... Oh, okay, so yeah, I mean, they've been sitting on the stove for a little while then, huh? War crime is diabolical. Yeah, and you want to know something? War crime is actually, like, not that bad. War crime's kind of C tier for us. There's not as bad as the Geneva suggestion. I feel like this was charcoal. some really good concepts, but holy crap, man, why did we have to like break some of these points so bad? Like this is a great example of, look, just because more is better in some cases doesn't mean you need to put more heat on that pan, bro. Like, chill out after a while. Like, seriously, chill out. Put Chaos Doggos? Oh, I did put Doggos on there. Doggos are in war crime. Dogs are, which, so yeah, they actually share that. They share that tier as war crime. What else do we have here that might be good? I prefer Geneva checklist. The tier list names are funny. They're so like, it's what I feel in my soul. I feel this is correct. This is what we've got to do, right? Frick. Okay. What else do we got? Can't believe Josh isn't a dog person. You know, I used to be, but I'm more of a cat guy now. Oh, that was the Theory Card Gods, man. Rebuilt by Rain. I forgot its name. Malefic, what is... Oh, I don't even know what to do with those. Soul Archer. Oh, this is the video on these. Sweet. Right, I remember that. So those were the monsters. I actually never fully saw an Imerland archetype. How good is it, Josh? It's one of those ones where it gets off to a good start, but then it does too much with what it's got. So I'd say those are about like a 7 out of 10, give or take. All right. Any? I'm not seeing any suggestions for the most part. I'll also review some of the new cards you have me, or is this just a live tier list 5? Oh, it was just a regular like review, and then I kind of turned it into a bit of a tier list because I just effing could. Oh, these effing things. Oh, these effing things. Wait, where's the card that like really pissed me off? Oh yeah, okay. I guess. Oh yeah, I gotta do the mask one. I gotta do the mask one because this one's so cute, dude. They had him in the first half, then they fumbled. Yeah, they had a really good like soul build DI kind of thing, and then like apparently when you get your soul stack high enough, you do 20 things, and I'm like, that's lower it down to 6. What would you rate your custom Rifistor and Mythishes you made on honestly, bro, considering what Bushiroad actually did, I think Gordon Ramsay approved of those Mythishes. That's where I would put them. I don't know if I put Bushy out of job with that, but I feel like they were on a similar level. Okay. So now we've got this. Now let me talk about this one a little bit. So dive is whenever you like discard, right? And then you just discard, and then this was like they were getting like restands and drives and all that. Now dive got really crazy because one thing that dive did that really got me here was these Sheshas would just incessantly get a bunch of skills for basically no cost or reason, it felt like. So but you know what? Which card pissed you off? Like, do you know how narrow that little is? Oh, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, that kind of applies to me, but you wanna know what that really applies to? Freaking Noir, bro. Oh, suppressed. Oh, yo. Why didn't I think of this before? I could just take a screenshot of, like, the text and make that the card image, right? Alright. This is all this was to me. These were Geneva suggestion-ass cards, bro. These were terrible-ass cards. Hate these things. Suppressed was... Oh, they were not good. Oh, they were not good. Now let me read you what the Suppressed Grade 3 does again, so we can, like, catch up. Tamer of all that is living. It sure was. Auto on the Vanguard circle. At the beginning of your main phase, you still blast one to search your deck up to 2 cards with Suppressed and call them to rear circle, because you can. But then here you go. At the end of your turn, this unit is stand because it didn't attack, because it couldn't attack because it's quote-unquote suppressed, right? So it starts fair, but then here's what you get for that. At the start of your turn, you get all of your rear guards lose suppressed. Then, if at least 3 or more units are stand, you counterblast 2. Your opponent chooses a card for each of your stand unit, and they discard it, and you draw a card in exchange. And if they are unable to discard, you get the ability that all of your rear guards are all of their rear guards are suppressed until end of turn. So basically, let's say that you called a field of 6 suppressed, right? They're discarding 6, you're drawing 6, and if they can't discard 6, every time they can't discard 6, They cannot attack with rear guards. They cannot attack or boost with rear guards that turn. I'd be scared to see him at. Oh, I don't know. I mean, shouldn't he? Maybe. I mean, I'd be scared to see me mad because I don't even know what happens when I get like truly mad. I do get flabbergasted though, absolutely befuddled, discombobulated even by these. That I hated that from bro. What was even wrong with that? Oh, millionaire? Yeah. You know what? The new millionaire card's kind of cool. I think new millionaire is probably like worth ranking here a little bit, right? So new millionaire it was a good concept. I do think that the millionaire kind of like fumbled a little bit on like its delivery, but it was a really good like linear concept. But at the same time, it's kind of weird. I feel like it's flawed by cooking because it's so gimmicky, you know. By the way, card their game category it under Canada. People doing pure text messaging I thought it easy to make card images now. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Wait. Card game category? Oh no, I know there's a card game category. I'm doing this as a joke. Okay, but you know what I can do? I can just do YouTube and streaming. Yeah, I did that as a joke to like hamper on them. Adhenia. Oh, this thing was such. Oh, this was fire. This was a good one. Like this was like sort of a rebirth of the kind of God Hand gimmick, but it wasn't like super crazy with how it did it. But then it did a little bit of like retire with crit pressure, and it made use of like front triggers as like an interesting element to it. And I just felt like it was like a really good base. It's just the one card, so like I didn't get as much like good over. So I'm not gonna like Omega Glaze this Dragoonity remake, but what I will say is I think it was off to a really great start. So I'd say Gordon Ramsay approves of this one. It was definitely a strong design. Well, I'm just too stuck in my ways to do anything other than tech. Damn. Bro, be like, you know, deal with it. Let's see. Oh, the heal trigger crap. Oh, this thing was so, like, it was busted, bro. Like, it didn't just shoot you in the foot, it shot itself in the foot, it shot everyone in the foot. It just was trigger happy, bro. This thing... This thing is like it poured milk in cereal. It does not make sense. This thing's really bad. I'll put it above that though, because at least this one had a theme. Anything else I want to do? It hates feet, bro. Yeah, because it's got nothing to stand on, bro.
Hello. What you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Nebs. Oh, I'm ranking some of the customs I've seen in the past. Because why the hell not?
Just put them in D tier.
Oh, you want to see what my, here's what my tier list goes from top to bottom. The Return of Kidani, which is inhabited by John Vanguard and Drag Riders. Bushy out of a job. Gordon Ramsay approves. Flawed but cooking. I ordered steak, not beef jerky. I was good this year. Why the charcoal? War crime. Below war crime is poured.
I was good this year. Why the charcoal is amazing.
The Geneva suggestion, and then finally at the bottom of them all, new. Just new.
Or milk then cereal is below war crime. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's worse than a war crime. You know, it hurt more people than wars ever did. IMHO.
Okay, a new should be Toby's stomach.
That's just a Zen on a jab right there, bro. At this late at night, that's poor guy.
That cat just eats whatever trash he finds.
Oh yeah, yo, hold up a second.
Helping.
It's true though. Hold up a second. There is one thing I want to do. Luhan. That Luan. That Luan, bro, I'm not gonna lie, those Luans are good. Those Luans were beautifully done. Whoever did the Luan actually liked that archetype.
I'm
not gonna lie, bro.
Is that a new Luhan Marys or something?
Oh yeah. You want to read what they do? Check this out. So I'm gonna say this put Bushy out of job. So this is Soul Waking Guard Luon Avalon. Continues the Vanguard circle. Your Soul Rinsing Spring of Dragons is reduced by Counterblast 1. And you can Soul Blast 1 and Energy Blast 2 to search for a Maris. And up to 1 Soul Rinsing Spring of Dragons. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, you can put a Great Tune Maris into the Soul to search for your Luon Maris and ride it. And it still does the whole bot deck drive checks thing. But if you wrote a card from hand with this ability or your Persona this turn, you can CB1 to give it drive +1.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful. So much quality of life. Wait till we get to my Batsis. These Luons maybe want to play the archetype. That's how you know you got good customs. It makes me want to play your deck like with like jumping for joy, dude. That was amazing stuff.
I don't know if you want me to like send it on the Reddit or not, but I'll just send because I compiled them all to a drive. You
compile them all? Yeah, let me shoot them to me like in DMs and I'll see what I can do about that. In the I feel wait, what are these Shadowverse once again? Oh, right. Okay. Now, technically, I should do Albert, but I'm gonna do Luminous Mages because she has glasses. Print? No. Just download her. Print Luminous Mages as much as I'd want to.
I'd probably play that on the principle that it was Swordcraft.
Yeah, honestly, remember, I still remember when I got you like, and that's like, hey bro, taste this, and you were just sword crafting everything. It's like, literally, it's the first term, and it's like, too slow. These are so good. I'm that guy looking at 2 buttons, like, sweating. Hold on a second. How many people are even in this live stream right now? We're getting above 10 viewers on this? Holy crap, that's awesome. I
think you're getting the late night crew. That's also why.
Yeah, because I'm like coinciding with the east side of the world, right? Work overnights, man. Yeah, that's right. You're with us, bro. You're on the night side. You're Batman. They're really good. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll put them right here.
All right. Well, I'm getting a headache. I'm gonna go lie down now. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Beautiful time.
Oh yeah, I put the mic in front of me and I set it to Cardfight. Does this sound better, Josh?
There's a little bit of a reverb that goes on in there, so you may want to like adjust it a little bit, but it's better at least, I think.
I can probably put a pop filter on this.
This guy doesn't give me access. Fair enough. Yeah, try messing around with it. You'll get there eventually, dude.
Maybe just a bit too much gain, but yeah, I'll hop out. See you guys.
Bye. Beautiful time. I hope you know that putting my customs on top is human. Well, I mean, it's not every day that you have such an ambitious concept that just works that well, bro. What about Yatsufusa? Yatsufusa? Oh, was that the other dogs? Yeah, that was his first set of dogs, right? Oh, I know what to do about that one. Oh yeah. Oh, I know where you go. Oh, I did not like these guys very much. Like, they weren't. Look, you see where drag assassins go. They're not there. These are a war crime though. These are literally right next to the other dogs. These did things. These were some mustard gas ass kind of cards. The bind turbo, bro. These were both mustard gas. They literally said, what do you would take, the cyanide or the mustard? That's what they saying. I do not like these guys. Yeah, in fairness though to Chaos Breaker, he did make that that corpse party customs. Those are a lot better. Those corpse party customs I would put in flawed but cooking. I would put him up there. So he jumped a few tiers with his most recent designs, and that's kind of nice to see. They hurt me. Only one war crime? Yes, because they only do one thing. Win. Oh, hey, yeah, right. Yeah, these bake right guys. Do I even want to rate these guys? I feel like they kind of go differently, too. You know what? I'll take the Mortgage Phantom, because I feel like the Mortgage Phantom's like that one there. So I'll let him go up a bit. Let's see. Wait, was that, oh, was this... Oh, yeah, this was Scarlight's. Oh, yeah, Scarlight had the, Graham Grace and Fabernail stuff. Yeah, okay. And then we need the Mordred Phantoms. Let's get these guys in here. I'm almost done with this. Because I got a lot of these guys in there, and I don't want to stay up all night on this, but this is just really funny. Okay. What are you thinking this this tier list is shaping up real well, Zenon?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure what I can say on it because outside of just a few of these, I don't know what most of them do. But if it's like fitting for you, then yeah.
Nice. Fair. I mean, yeah, fair take there. So yeah, both of these are flawed but cooking. This one definitely had a cool break ride, but the issue is that
it's a break ride.
Yeah. It didn't interact with Persona at all. It's a really bad thing because it's like, what the hell are we doing with this? It's all you want to do is just like ride Mordred on Mordred. If you dare to go RFT, you're gonna lose so much from it. So yeah, it was pretty bad there. So that was rough. As for the Fabernail Grand Grace, the ride lines for them is really sick, right? I think the only flaw that he really had is that he didn't quite understand how to support them best. So what they did for the archetypes is not really the best thing they could have done for him. No, not at all. I'm just joshing you. Oh god, that reminds me of my childhood, bro. The kids love saying that. The adults mostly, though, not even just the kids. The kids heard it from the adults and started doing it too. And oh boy. Well, guys, it's been good. But I'm gonna catch some Z's. I'm gonna be right there with you, but just in a second here, actually. Okay.
Let me know when you ever get around to reviewing mine, and then I'll if I'm not able to watch the stream, I'll watch the VOD of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll let you know when yours pop up. Because I'm sure you're gonna want to watch that, but you don't want to watch for everything, right? Okay, so let me see here. All right. This is good. I am going to bookmark that. Okay, I have bookmarked this. Alright, I'm just going to title this Customs 2025. Add a description. Read. Download. And save. Cool. Alright then. Let's go. Can't wait till you play Smash or Pass on the... But half of these don't even have images, Dodote. What am I supposed to do? Oh my god, that text is real hot, bro. How would you rank Chevaliers? Oh. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let me get on that next one, because I already saved this for the night, but I'll just give you a quick indication here for where to put them. I'd say the Chevaliers was in the stake tier here, right? Because Chevaliers were mostly functionally really good, but they did just... They kind of were a little too big for their britches, right? They threw a little bit too much power lines overall, and you had a couple of loops going into it too. So it's like flawed but cooking, but at the same time, I think they were just so overbearing that it started to lose touch with what it was attempting to do in the first place, which is why I think it's beef jerky instead of steak. In a really weird way, this tier list actually makes a lot of sense. WTF, dude. We write some buzzwords. Got too much dip on its chip, right? Yeah, right? Too much to the point where it's like, would you like more chip with that dip? That's what I would offer, you know? Telling TCG players to read is diabolic, and that's exactly why I'm doing it. I mean, it can't be any worse than some of these, right? Like the Geneva suggestion down here, glasses, and that'll be enough. Yeah, I mean, I got a couple other things too, but well, you know, the long times already know most of my preferences, and it goes beyond just the bespectacled beauty, although it is definitely a plus. Anyway, with all that said, we're going to call it a stream here. Thank you to everyone who came in to stop by and watch me read some cards and then rate some cards here. I'm going to try and keep up with this as I go along, relatively speaking. Stuff that I feel like is interesting enough to put on a tier list, I'll throw on the tier list. And yeah, by the end of it, we'll have ourselves a comprehensive tier list of what the heck happened this season. So you guys, I hope you're looking forward to that, because I certainly am, mostly. With all that said, we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. So take care. God bless, and see you in the next one. Have a good night, y'all.